and thank you so much for serving on this Sunday, December 15th, 2024. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of what to expect this Sunday. I'm trying to start each video with just general knowledge that will help our classroom time to run more smoothly. And the first one I'm going to share for this month in December is that this is where your calendar, your schedule is located in the classroom. So I always have, there's two versions of the schedule. There's a memory verse Sunday schedule, and then there's also just a regular schedule. And I write the dates that we follow which schedule next to that schedule. So make sure that you don't erase those when you clean off your board at the end of class time. That needs to stay up there. This month is special. We're not having a memory verse Sunday because they're going to do memory verse during the Christmas Eve service. So every Sunday we're following just the normal class schedule, which as we've done before, kids will be arriving around 9:50. At 10 o'clock, they will still be arriving, but you need to go ahead and start your belong activity. And as they arrive, they can just join in as they arrive. One teacher can continue to take attendance on the iPads while the other teacher begins that activity. You do that until 10:10, and that is when you walk to the large group classroom. They should be seated and ready to go by 10:15. There's gonna be a countdown timer that starts at 10:13, so that exactly 10:15 that large group lesson will start. That will run through 10:48, and that's when you're gonna return back to your small group spaces. If you are a 4th and 5th grade small group teacher, you have the option to go upstairs. If you do go upstairs, you have to take your things with you, so you wanna grab that before you go to large group so that you don't have to stop back early. And then you're going to move into your Believe activity, followed by your Become activity, and then your discussion pieces, the small group wrap-up, as well as the discipleship discussion. One general knowledge thing beyond the schedule is these boards. They get very, very messy. This one looks awesome. Every Sunday, as the kids are leaving, one person should be finishing up the attendance, marking kids as they are picked up by their families, while the other teacher is kind of cleaning up materials. So if you have any leftover materials, you bring them. I'm going to pan around, try and not go too fast, make you dizzy. These two bookcases back here hold our materials. They are labeled bins. If you're unsure where to put it, just lay it in front of the bookcase and I can put it away when I come back in to set up for the following week. So you're going to clean up those materials, and then you're going to also wipe off the board. You have 4th and 5th grade and 2nd and 3rd grade, you are sharing this expo spray. So you just spray down, use a paper towel to wipe it off. Kindergarten and 1st grade, you have your own bottle, spray off the board, wipe it off. The only thing that should stay on the board each week are those dates next to the class schedule. Everything else should be wiped clean, so it's just a clean slate for whoever is teaching next week. Okay, I'm going to move into small group stuff. So if you are teaching kindergarten and 1st grade and 2nd and 3rd grade, this is what you are teaching this week. We're doing Mary and the Angel. So we started adding this to our printouts. It's the cover sheet that has what will be taught in large group, our monthly memory verse, the bright idea for this week, because our bright idea for the month is God is our rescuer, and every week is a little different, and it just kind of plays off of the big bright idea. So this week is Jesus is the Son of God is the bright idea. And then the 3 questions that will be set in large group, the he, the we, and the me questions are also on here. This is just kind of a reference sheet so that you know what our entire week is about. And so this is leader training. This is not specific to this week, but it is just good teaching skills for connecting with kids. And then we have what used to be our cover sheet. This is our small group roadmap. It has the times listed and what's being taught in each one. They are color-coded. There's the title of the part. So whenever you flip through here, they're also in order. But when you flip, you'll see that color-coded and the names. I'm not going to read everything on here, just briefly, because you can pull up the electronic copy through Planning Center, whether you do that through the email from Kristen, oh my goodness, from Kristen, or if you just go into Planning Center and you click on the week that you're serving, it has the link to the Google Drive on there. So belong is here. This is what you do first. You need no supplies for this. And then after a large group, you're going to come back and do picture this. For this, you need printable sheets. And there are 3 sets of the memory verse cards to do this. So if you look in your Believe, here they are. They are paper clipped into groups of 3. So you're going to do that. And then your next activity is your Become activity. It is here. We had to print the same page multiple times, so they are grouped kind of silly. There are only 2 cross ones. The rest are like Christmas ornaments. And so you'll have to read the directions on how to play the game, but it's kind of similar to Hot Potato, but there's cards that can save them, like the cross cards if they choose to use it for other people. Read the directions and it will show you kind of how to play that game with the kids. I think that this is going to be really fun for them. And then we have the wrap up where we answer the me question that was set during large group. We choose your challenge, which is on their take home sheet, and you're going to pray together. And then as you're waiting, as parents and families are picking up their kids, you can go over the discipleship discussion questions. So what does this mean for followers of Jesus? But what about a new baby in the family? So these are things that you can discuss with them. Now, if you feel like you have had a chance to look over this and you feel really comfortable with it and you can work these things into the other activities, the 3 other activities during the morning, you are welcome to bring them in earlier because sometimes we do run out of time. And so that would save you some time to do that. But again, this is our kindergarten and first grade and second and third grade groups. So if you are teaching one of those small groups and you do not need to know about fourth and fifth grade small group or about the large group lesson, you can stop watching here. Otherwise, keep watching. We're going to do fourth and fifth grade next. All right, my fourth and fifth grade teachers, in case if you didn't hear this from the last group, this is a cover sheet. It just has all of the general knowledge for this week as well as for this month. It's a great reference sheet. This just kind of lets you know what's going to be taught in large group so that it guides your teaching with your small group as well. And then this is leader training. This just kind of guides you through how to connect with kids, some really good tips as a leader. Most of it is not specific to this week. It's just good teaching tips. And then we get to the roadmap, which is what used to be our cover sheet. And so this has your schedule. It is color coded, it is in order, and it's titled. So if you're looking for the belong activity, it's going to be the first one. It's going to be blue, and it's going to say give it up. So if I can flip the page, there we go. It's right here. And so I'm going to go through these briefly. If you want to look at them in more detail, you can go on Planning Center. You can do that via the email that Kristen sends, or you can just go on to Planning Center and find the week that you are serving, and those files are always there. It takes you directly to the Google Drive that will show you your lesson plans for the week. So this is what you're going to be doing at 10 o'clock. To do this, you needed to have a painter tape line on the floor labeled easy, difficult on the other end. That is already all set up for you, so you're all set to do this activity. Then when you come back from large group, you can do this downstairs or upstairs. I did not pre-tape this in case if you're going upstairs. So if you look here in the Believe bin, you have tape, you have a Sharpie to write on it, and you have the things that are supposed to go on the triangle that you tape out. So you can either, if you do go upstairs, take that in your yellow bag, and that way it's ready to go with you upstairs. And you can read through what you're doing in this triangle trio activity. And then the next activity is our Become activity, which is prayers of praise. And so you have paper and the coloring supplies are in all of the classrooms. So they're in these bins down here below. If you go upstairs, there's already coloring supplies upstairs, so you can just use that. And then finally, we have our discussion pieces. You go over the me question that was set during large group, choose your challenge that's going to come from your take-home sheet, and you can pray together. And then you can move into discipleship discussion, which is how can I know this is true? But what about a new baby in the family? As I've said, you can work these discussion points into your activities. So when they're doing the Become activity and they're drawing, if there's a good moment to start talking about this while they're drawing, then I would work these in early, because a lot of times if service runs a little bit shorter, then we run out of time to do this. And these are really good, important discussions to have with kids and to guide them into being able to share with one another. So I would try and work these in throughout the activities if you are afraid of not having enough time. And now I'm going to move into our large group lessons. So if you want to know what large group is going to look like, feel free to keep watching. But if you are teaching small group and you're not interested in the large group piece of it, then this is where you can stop. All right, now for large group. I'm not going to go over the cover sheet because you already saw that during my small group videos, but here's your large group roadmap. We've been following the same plan for the last couple of months now, where one teacher will do parts 1 and 2, a second teacher will do part 3, and then the original teacher will do parts 4 and 5. So I'm going to walk you through what to expect this week. The Bible teaching part is a little complicated this week. I think it's going to be really beautiful, but it's going to require the other teacher that's not teaching to kind of be the hands-on person to help with it. So I'm going to show you Welcome first. So here's Welcome. They're going to be acting out some things on there. And then you're going to do the intro video and set the he, we, and me questions. All of these are going to be on slides. So whoever the second kindergarten and first grade teacher. So usually I have a kindergarten first grade teacher be in charge of the slides because they're already back here. And so they can be ready to hit that 2-minute countdown at 10:13, and they're already kind of like in position, ready to go. Then following that, we do the Find It in the Bible. So you're going to look at this on a slide as well as on the wall to remind them that we want to know God's big story and how this story fits within there. And then we read this part out loud to the kids and show them Luke 1, verse 26, and encourage them that if they have their Bibles with them, they can open their Bibles to that and they can read that while we tell the story. At this point, we're going to kind of divert from our normal. We're going to add in something new, which is our devotional that goes with the Advent candle lighting. And so we're just going to read this part. It's the third Sunday of Advent, and it's joy. And so we have electronic candles here. So whoever that first teacher is that does the first 2 parts should also do this. So they're going to read the lighting of the candle paragraph. Over here, you're going to read that, and then you're going to press just that green on button, and it will automatically light up 3 of the candles. I'm only adding batteries to the ones that are lit up that week. Otherwise, they would all turn on. But so you'll have the 3 candles lit up. We're going to turn the lights off in the hopes that they can see those candles flickering during the lesson. So then after that, that's when our second teacher is going to jump in to do our Bible teaching. So it always begins with prayer, and then they have to choose 3 kids. I would recommend choosing 4th and 5th graders and choosing them when you are like at the very beginning, before they even come back here, because these are kind of very important parts. Gabriel, Mary, and Elizabeth. And there's going to be a baby doll Jesus. So during this time, the reason why I'm saying the other teachers should go back with the other kids is because there's certain things they have to do. So the person that is on stage is going to read this, and then the angel who is going to be in a different area is going to do that. And then the teacher reads this, and then Mary does this, and then the teacher reads this and shows that slide, and Gabriel does this. So all of the characters, you're going to see this when you look at the electronic copy, all of the characters are going to be behind this sheet with a light on. I'll show you in a second what it looks like, but it's a shadow show. So the hope is that we will have a nice, dark, dreary Sunday so that we don't have a ton of light coming in our windows, and that lamp will be on that's behind the curtain. And so the kids that are behind the curtain will be acting it out. So the second teacher, the one who did parts 1 and 2, should be sitting there with them, kind of whispering to them, all right, Gabriel, do this, Mary, do this, kind of walking them through the steps to do as the kids are watching them act out this story. And the other teacher is reading the parts from the script that we have here. So that is kind of, it's all in here. I recommend pulling it up on the electronic copy so that you're comfortable with all the different parts. And I also recommend choosing 3 4th and 5th graders to act this out before they come back here so that they know what they're doing. And then at the end, you point to Jesus. That'll be on a slide, and you pray together at the end. And then the first teacher comes back to do the Bible review video and the questions. If time is running short, then what I would recommend that you do is choose one. You can either do the Bible review video or the questions. Both are great. This one is more interactive, but this one is also really fun, and there's usually music, and the kids get really excited about the video. So I love both. I would recommend doing both, but if you're short on time, you choose whether you want to show the video or go through the questions. And then finally, we have the wrap up. This is the last 5 minutes of our time together. You over the he and the we questions. You remind them of the bright idea for the day. You pray together. This is a slightly different order. Pray together, and then you're going to send your 4th and 5th graders out before memory verse because they need extra time to get upstairs to their classroom. So as they are leaving, so send them out, and as they line up and leave, then go over the monthly memory verse and show the verse video, and then you can dismiss the other groups. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for serving. On Sunday, I'll have the slides, what number goes where, written on one of these copies for the tech helper. But I'm excited for you guys to serve. I think it's going to be a really great lesson. I'm excited to see how it goes, and I will see you on Sunday. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you don't already have my phone number, you can find me in Planning Center. Give me a call, shoot me a text, or just ask me in person. I'm excited to see how this goes. Thank you guys so much for serving. Bye.